Breaking Mzansi Insider reports. Tensions flared in the Julius Malema question Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi during a high-stakes ad hoc committee hearing in Parliament, as lawmakers continued probing explosive allegations of corruption within the South African Police Service. The hearing forms part of an ongoing parliamentary investigation into claims involving the political killings task team, the alleged removal and manipulation of case dockets, and controversial decisions linked to senior police leadership. At the center of the political storm is a signed letter by Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, which opposition figures say raises serious questions about interference and accountability within the policing system. Malema, known for his confrontational style in Parliament, pressed Mkhwanazi on operational decisions, chain of command accountability, and alleged political interference in sensitive investigations. His questioning reflected broader concerns raised by multiple parties that the integrity of the SAPS may have been compromised at senior levels. The parliamentary inquiry into alleged corruption within the South African Police Service escalated further as members of the Ad Hoc Committee pressed for clearer answers on the chain of decisions that led to the controversy surrounding the political killings task team. During the proceedings, Julius Malema continued to challenge senior law enforcement leadership, demanding transparency on how sensitive case dockets were allegedly removed, reassigned, or left unattended. His line of questioning reflected growing frustration among opposition parties who argued that critical murder investigations may have been politically compromised. At the center of the scrutiny remains Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who was pressed to clarify his role and knowledge of internal processes linked to the handling of high-profile cases. Committee members also revisited the controversial signed directive attributed to Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, with lawmakers suggesting it could hold key implications for accountability at the highest levels of the police service. The atmosphere in Parliament grew increasingly charged as different political factions clashed over interpretations of the evidence presented. While some MPs called for urgent disciplinary action and further suspensions, others cautioned against drawing conclusions before all testimonies are completed. The Ad Hoc Committee hearing into alleged corruption within the South African Police Service entered a critical phase as lawmakers intensified demands for documentary evidence and internal communications linked to the political killings task team controversy. Questions again centered on the alleged removal and reassignment of sensitive case dockets, with MPs arguing that inconsistencies in testimony point to possible interference in politically sensitive investigations. The committee signaled that it may subpoena additional records if full cooperation is not provided by senior police leadership. Julius Malema maintained pressure throughout the session, insisting that accountability must extend beyond operational explanations to include those responsible for authorizing key decisions. His interventions repeatedly pushed for clarity on whether political directives influence policing outcomes. Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi remained a central figure in the proceedings, as MPs sought to reconcile conflicting accounts regarding internal SAPS processes. Lawmakers stressed that his testimony would be pivotal in establishing whether standard investigative procedures were followed or bypassed. Meanwhile, the disputed letter linked to Police Minister Senzo Mchunu continues to cast a shadow over the inquiry, with opposition parties arguing it could represent a key turning point in understanding the extent of political involvement in policing matters. As the hearings continue, Parliament is expected to broaden its investigation scope, with further witnesses and senior officials likely to be called. The committee's findings could have far-reaching implications for public trust in law enforcement and the political oversight of South Africa's justice system.